always talk about how winning in the Big Ten is never easy. It made it a little bit interesting late, but you guys led from start to finish. What did it take to build the lead, hold the lead, and close this one out?
First, Minnesota was a good team. It's a Big Ten play, so every game will be a dogfight. When you think you up, you really not up. At the end of this, I had to keep that in the back of my mind to tell my team just don't get complacent and don't let this lead. Don't just get too comfortable. So we just kept saying that in the huddle, and we just got key stops at the right moment. And also, we hit big-time shots on. I trust in Jamison and Roddy make shots at the end. I believe them in practice. I believe them any time in the game. So when they was ready, I felt confident they're going to make the shots, and we got the win today.
Yeah, I would say it's just continue to fight. Keep fighting. You just can't be complacent, like Bruce said, especially in the Big Ten. There's no off night in the Big Ten, and I think you can see that tonight, and you see that around the league. Obviously, Purdue going down too, so you just see that outside stuff, but you obviously got to keep that focus inside. You can't worry about other things. You can't worry about these factors that you have no control over. And if you can just focus on what you can control and controlling what you can control as a team, sky's the limit.
Jamison, how did it feel for you? You hit your first couple of shots. You had like 10 points almost at the first time out. But to come out and see the ball go through the rim and get off to a start like that, I don't know, maybe it was a bit of an emotional day. How was it overall for you? And what did it feel like to see those first shots?
Yeah, for me, it's obviously you're playing against the team that gave you an opportunity in high major basketball. So it's obviously a little emotional, but for me, it was going out there and just playing another game. Obviously, I wanted to win this game, win the first Big Ten game, and continue to the good start of the season that we've had. And obviously, I know a lot of those guys too, and they're going to go out there and compete. And we've talked about it too. It's we're brothers off the court, but on the court, it's a war. And I think we showed that tonight as a team. And then my teammates got the utmost trust in me, and that showed tonight. They had my back at the whole game, and I think that's what I really appreciate about this team is that we're so connected. And regardless of what happens, we're always going to be a family off the court, and we're always going to be a family on the court. So we just have to keep at that and keep working. Obviously, there's still a lot of things that we have to work on, and we got another game coming up, quick turnaround. So we're already focused on that game.
It's unusual to have three three-pointers as big as those three were at the end of the game like that within a 60-second span. How big a boost is that for you confidence-wise to take those shots going forward?
It's straight confidence. I told you I have confidence in everybody to make those type of shots in practice because we work on it nonstop. So when you have that type of confidence and type of faith in your teammates, man, you feel like every shot gonna go in. That's what I tell myself. So I feel like we're gonna still continue taking those wide open looks because they're wide open. And that's probably the best shot we're gonna get that possession. So at the end of the day, I got the most confidence in my teammate to make those shots.
Right, to go off what Bruce said is we work at it every day. And I remember coming in here a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, talking about three-pointers weren't falling, and I told you guys we were going to keep working and continue to work at that. And it's paid off, but it can't be satisfied. And I know no one on this team is satisfied, so we'll keep working at it and keep getting better.
Bruce, were you surprised that Jamison dunked it in transition?
No, I just know as soon as I got the rebound, I just saw somebody flying down the court. I said, it got to be 10. So I saw him the ball. I said, but you got to dunk this. You got to dunk. Because if he wasn't going to dunk it, I was going to have attitude.
Jamison, walk us through that moment.
Yeah, I mean,
dunk of the year, right?
Yeah, you don't get those very often, but I just saw we got the steal. Bruce had it, I knew he had it, and then I was out of there. I wanted that dunk, especially against your former team. But you got a point guard like Bruce is going to see you. I figured I'd get out there, he's going to throw him the ball.
And then Jamison going up against Dawson. That matchup, what was that like? Obviously, he had quite the second half.
Right.
You going up one-on-one, what was that like?
Yeah, I mean, he's a special player, and that was my roommate last year, too. I've known him forever, honestly. We played the same AAU program, and Dawson, he works his butt off, and you can tell. He's putting a lot of work this summer, putting a lot of work this offseason, even last season, he put in a lot of work. So I got the utmost respect for him, and I got the utmost respect for the guys on that team and the coaching staff as well, because we've been through battles together, and obviously going through battles with them. But, you move on, and you got new teammates, and you got a new family here, and that's what I'm focused on. So obviously credit to Dawson and what he did. I mean, like I said, he's a special player, and he showed that tonight. But I'm just happy this team got the win, and we got our first Big Ten win.
Jamison, you started off the game strong today. This was the third game in a row. I feel like you guys have come out and punched a team in the mouth. How much does Coach Holtman preach starting off the game strong, and do you feel like your preparation helps come out to big leads to start games?
Yeah, I think it's all about the start. It's all about the start, and it's all about how you finished. And I think the biggest thing for us is going out there and just going out there and playing and believing in ourselves and believing in this team. And I think Coach Holtman preaches that we got to have a good start and we got to go out there and show what we're about and impose our physicality on teams. And I think we did that. Like you said, maybe the past 3 games. I know this game in Santa Clara, maybe not as much Central Michigan, but we just want to go out there and show what we're about. And I think to do that, you have to set a statement when you first go out there before the first media. So I think we did that tonight, and it's just got to continue, and we can't be satisfied, like I always say.
The sequence in this game that really sealed it down the stretch was, the 3 straight threes on the 3 straight possessions. You guys and Roddy. Just what is said in those moments on this team when, hey, Minnesota, you were ahead 20 points at a couple different points in this game. They come back cut to 6 a couple times there at the end. What is said in this moment? What is done with this team to, respond and create shots like that?
We just tell ourselves to hit singles. Don't look for the home run play, because if you keep getting stops and get to the spot that we want offensively, I feel like we'll be in good shape. We didn't get too ahead of ourselves. We just made the right play at the right time. Get credit to Minnesota. They fought back. I mean, it's a Big Ten game, so I knew it was going to be back and forth action. It's just how you handle adversity at the right moment. So I feel like at the end we hit 3 big shots in a row. Credit to Jamison and Roddy, and we got stops at the right time that we needed. So I feel like all that combination just got us to do it today.
I know you said that, it's whoever needs the ball, whoever is open to score for this team, but it feels like you two and Roddy have kind of emerged as the scoring trio on this team. Like, it's going to, if any of you guys can drop 20 on a given night, it kind of feels like. Is that the sense you get too? And do you guys feel like you've kind of taken charge of the scoring?
I mean, I think everyone on this team can agree that we're going to do whatever it takes to win. And if that's what it takes to win, no one's going to be mad about that. But to say that us 3 are the scorers, yeah, you could say that. But I think when we really look at it, everyone contributes in their own aspect on this team. And I think that's what's so special about it. Like I've always said, this group is so connected on the court and off the court. So with that, you trust in every person on this team. And those guys have put in the work. We've all put in the time. We've all put in the hours. So, to say that only 3 people are those guys, I mean, you can say that, but I don't think any of us believe that.
We talked about it after the Dayton game and also Oakland. Bruce, we talked about how you guys might not have won some of these kinds of games last year when maybe the other team makes a run, snowballing a little bit, and you have to put your foot down. I mean, Jamison can answer too, but Bruce, you were here last year, so
Yeah.
learning about this group, that maybe you're a little different from last year, that you're able to win these kinds of games.
Last year, going through what I went through, I was a freshman. I really didn't know. I didn't have the experience or the knowledge enough to talk to other teammates about what's really going on. I'd never been in these type of games or type of situations. But now, me, I'm so locked in and telling our younger guys, telling the people last year, we cool, we good, we gotta fight back. I mean, it's just adversity. It happened throughout these big time games and in the big time conference that it's all good. You just gotta stay down and just keep playing, and everything gonna solve itself. So when you do all the little things, I feel like everything take care of itself, and I feel like when that happened today, we kept our head down, we kept playing, and we got the dub today.
And then last year, when Bryce was here, there was times maybe the offense would go a little stagnant, and he was the guy you guys would go to. Tonight, in that last stretch, when you have 3 different guys consecutively hitting those big shots, is that a little different this year with you guys, a little more depth and more options that you didn't have to go to the hot hand for back-to-back shots? You're able to go 1, 2, 3 on different guys.
I feel like having Bryce last year was a key part, but I've not taking no credit for what he did. He had a great year last year, and that's where he at right now in the NBA. But this year, I feel like it's way harder to guard when you have 3 people at any given moment can give you a bucket. So I feel like the defense had to be on their toes at all times. So I feel like me hitting the shot, then Roddy hitting the shot, then Jameson hitting the shot. I feel like defensively, you can't key on one person, because at any given moment we can get down here, be aggressive, and set up for somebody else to make the right open play. So I feel like when you have that, it's just hard to guard, and I feel like that just helped us get the win today.
We're all talking about offense, but first 15 minutes of the first half, the defense probably saved you 15 points, and their coach gave you credit for the kind of defense you played to start the game.
I think that's what Hope preaches, and I think that's what our mantra has been this whole year, is about defense. That's what you have to do to win. You look at all these teams who have made runs in the tournament, made runs in the Big Ten tournament, made runs in the season. They they're built on defense. You know, you look at a team like UConn last year, built on defense. San Diego State, built on defense. So that's kind of the biggest thing. You know, the offense is going to be there. You got talented guys on this team who are going to make shots and who are going to make plays, but, you know, you have to be connected as a unit, all 5 guys connected to be special on defense, and I think that's what we're preaching. And like I said, we still got a lot of room for improvement, but, you know, we're trending in that direction where defense matters, and defense is so important to us.
You guys have both lost a lot in Big Ten play, and I know this is just one game, but what does it feel like to be sitting up here? I mean, Bruce, you took a lot of tough questions last year about a lot of tough losses. Jamison, you've had plenty in your career, but what does it feel like up here? You're 1-0, you never trailed in this game. Like, what does it feel like to take a breath and say we're 1-0 in the Big Ten?
You cherish every moment you can get and win these games, especially from what I went through last year. So I just take every win. I celebrate it. And tomorrow morning is on to the next. So I feel very confident in our team, what we did today. Still got a lot of stuff to work on, but I feel like there's no ugly win playing the Big Ten team. So I'm glad we got the win and time to move on to the next team.
Yeah, the biggest thing is that, you know, you got to just be consistent. You take your wins, you take them in, and then you're on to the next. You can never be so satisfied, because that satisfaction is going to catch up with you eventually. You can be satisfied for a little bit, but then it's right back to work. And like I've always said up here, man, you know, this team is always willing to work, and we're always going to look at the past, you know, take what we learned, take what we're going to experience from it, and then we're going to go out here and focus on the next.
Guys, thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.